you remember that little sun bear conspiracy thing that happened a little while ago? I made a game about it. Now, this might seem redundant because of how recent this phenomenon was, but I want to make sure that we all know what I'm talking about. There's a zoo in China where they keep a sun bear as one of the attractions. There was an attendee who took a video of the sun bear and posted it online, like you do. The internet took a look at this video and decided that the bear looked an awful lot like someone wearing a bear costume, especially in this particular frame. I mean, check out this saggy costume butt it's got. It was then that the sun bear conspiracy was born. The idea that the sun bear in this particular Chinese zoo was not actually a sun bear, but instead some poor guy dressed up in a sun bear costume, hilariously pretending to be a sun bear. Personally, I think this is a really cool conspiracy theory, but it all kind of falls apart once you unpause the video. I mean, check this out. The guy that's dressed as a bear magically just turns right back into a bear. It looks like it's a bear again. So of course, I made a game about being the guy in the sun bear costume. And unlike my other game, this one is not a horror game. Oh, what was that? This doesn't look familiar, huh? You mean the game about the little girl who's stuck in a village where everyone is slowly starving to death, surrounded by walls of corn? Doesn't sound familiar to you? You know, that's okay. Let me give you the quick rundown. It's all about this. Back to the sun bear conspiracy thing. I just want to point out real quick that I don't actually believe in this theory. It would be kind of cool and kind of funny if it were a real thing, but I don't personally believe that this is real, even though I made a game about it. Okay, so here's the plan. Man in the bear costume is lumbering around his habitat while patrons come and take pictures, and you can pose for the picture to get points. I wanted there to be a way that the true identity of this man dressed up as a bear could be revealed, so I was thinking maybe there could be gusts of wind that blow around randomly, and when they hit you, when they hit the player, it blows the mask off. And then you could use boxes in the habitat with you to duck behind so you don't get caught in a picture without your mask on. Here's me going at making the player spray. I want to point out this is the first time that my first original idea for a game panned out on the first try. Usually what happens is that I need to completely overhaul the game idea at least once before the game actually settles. This time there were some small additions made, but for the most part it stuck with the original plan and it kind of worked. It worked pretty well. I got the box mechanics working. Check. Make a nice box. Check. Make a nice background. Check. Also, if I could toot my own little trumpet here, I made this game in 3 days. So if it looks janky, I got a little secret for you. It's because it is. I was hauling to make this game. Why? Partially because of the challenge. I wanted to see if I could do it. I've always taken a really long time making games because I'm a noob. So this was my opportunity to prove myself, I guess. Also partially because I didn't want to miss the chance to take advantage of a hot topic clout. Although I know this video is a little bit late. Things happen. Back to business. Now to make the NPCs taking pictures of the poor man bear. Here's me testing out the flash from the camera. I wanted to show the area, the range that the picture would be taking in before the picture is taken, and that the box will be exempt from it, meaning it will hide the player from the picture if the player were behind it. Here's a little male NPC photographer. He's a cute little guy. And here's the female. She's cute too, of course. Here they are practicing their photography skills. The idea is to have a successful photo shoot shot. You need to be posing within the picture range when the flash from the camera happens, when the picture is taken. I needed to make poses, and the first pose I made is so far my favorite. I mean, look at this seductive bear. I made a waving pose. It's kind of boring compared to the seductive one. I mean, look at that devilishly charming guy with the rose clenched tightly in his teeth. Sorry, moving on. I thought it'd be a really cool idea to have these photos, like from a Polaroid, flop down onto the screen after you have a successful photo. And I ended up doing it with the bad photos too. We'll get to that in a little bit. The game at this point was missing some progression. The idea that I decided on was that after each successful photo, the player would need to get something. And then each bad photo, meaning you get a picture taken of you with no mask, the player would end up losing a little bit of that something that you gained. I was going to make it coins. I was going to make it so that you get coins for every successful shot. But I loved this rose in the teeth so much that I decided the NPC should just throw a rose after every good shot. Collect enough roses to progress to the next level. Now it's time for the bad shots and the cause of them, the wind. And here you can see if the player runs into the gust of wind, the wind will knock the mask off. And then if the player gets a picture taken of them, it will be a bad photo and it will count against them. One of the cool game ideas I had for the wind mechanics is that in some of the later levels, the wind would be strong enough to randomly blow the mask off the stage completely, to the point that the player would have to wait a certain amount of seconds for the mask to then blow back onto the stage for them to pick it up. They'd have to survive on the stage for a couple of seconds, avoiding all pictures pictures before they could get their mask back. Funny story about this. So I had posted the game on itch.io, and one of the first people to play it sent a message saying that they found a bug, and they posted a picture of the wind having blown the mask off the stage area. So they didn't realize that this was actually part of the game. This is a feature. The mask was going to come back. The mask was going to return to the stage. That's what it does. That's the mechanics of it. And if they had waited, they would have realized that it probably wasn't a bug. I'm imagining what happened is that they were playing this game, and the mask gets whipped away by the wind, and it just goes. The mask gets whipped off the stage by the wind, and they're just like, nope, I'm done with this. I'm done with this crap. I've had enough Sunbear conspiracy for my lifetime. In their defense, there's some better ways I could handle this. I could make it so the wind looks bigger, so people might know that it has a different effect, or maybe put like a timer up in the corner that has a countdown showing when the mask will return. Something to show that it was meant to happen. If you're out there watching this right now and you were the one who reported that bug, thanks for playing, and thanks for reporting the bugs. Alright, back to the development. At this point, I realized that you couldn't just collect roses and then be done. There needed to be a reason to be collecting roses. So, what is it that I could give the player that the player would be interested or happy with receiving after getting enough roses? I kind of had a hard time figuring this out, but I decided that after a certain amount of roses are collected, you win the level and you win a new pose that the bear man can take when he's posing for the photos. I was honestly a little bit worried that this wouldn't work, but I think it turned out alright. I mean, it's not the best gift that the player could receive, but it's kind of fun. I think it turns out good, and I put in some cute poses in there. The game gets a juicy level up screen, and here's some of the new poses. So at this point in the process, I was on day 3, and my internal Jiminy hurried up cricket was telling me that I needed to finish now.
Idiot.
I quickly slapped together a start menu, a pause menu, added sounds, music, then I quickly sent it off to my brother for playtesting, and it passed most of the test. Happy developer. Then I posted that sucker to itch.io at 2 a.m. on day 3. Actually, technically that would be day 4, but we all know that the next day doesn't start until after you wake up. So it was on itch.io, it was published, but there was something that was bothering me. The way that I had put it together with the menus and everything, it looked like it was a dating sim, with all the pink, the roses, the cursive font. I mean, that's fine. That would have been cool. Maybe I'll make a dating sim about a man bear someday in the future, but that's not what the game was about. That needed to change, and quick. So the next couple of days I spent quickly changing the main menu, quickly changing the fonts. I switched it to something darker. The font is something a little bit more government secret-esque. The font is called Black Ops, in case anybody cares. It just seemed perfect for the Black Ops Sun Bear project China is apparently running. I changed the cover picture for itch.io, and I think with all these changes, it looks a lot more on theme now. So not bad. I am completely sure that getting rid of the falling roses would help it look less like a game about falling in love with a sexy bear. But no, I love the roses. And yes, I'm aware that sun bear is actually 2 words and not 1. When you put it into 1 word, it just feels more clean. It just looks better. It just looks more clean, more compact. A lot of people have asked me in the comments whether I plan on releasing the games so that people can play them. And I want to release all the games I make. You can go and play this game right now. It is released. You go and play it. It's jank, but it might be a little bit fun. I think you might enjoy it. You don't need to download it. You can just go play it in the browser. I like this game. I think it turned out well. But unless it just goes off the charts popular, I probably won't be doing too much more on it. I probably won't be developing it into a big, huge game. Probably some additions now and then when I miss working with my seductive, sexy man bear. If you found this video even a little bit interesting, subscribe. And you should check out my channel to see the other videos I've made about other games I've been making.